trying great. Hello, Helena. My gosh, it's been so long. Spinning my buns. I don't have any buns. Hope you're doing well. Hope your stream went well, Helena. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much for bringing your community here. Let me get you a shout out. If you have any art you want to share, oh, thank you for getting that shout out. Feel free to drop it in chat if you have any links. They're all well and good here. As long as it's work safe, I'll show it off on stream. And welcome in, Raiders. If you haven't been here before, my name is Kasey. It's nice to see you. We have Neela. Hello, hello. How are you? And Mr. Skellen. Hello. Nefra. Oh my gosh, so many folks I know. Hello, everybody. Coffee Bean and Hero and some other people. I'm behind. Sorry, Hella. There you are. We brought Beans. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome in, Beans. Well, while I'm waiting to see a link from Helena, hello, Jinlissa. Hello. I'll show you guys what I do if you're interested. Hero Biscuit. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for gifting that. That was so nice of you. Thank you for gifting that to Helena. I appreciate that so much. Enjoy your ad-free viewing and your random emotes. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing well. Robway, also hello, and Germstern. I haven't even said hi to my community yet because I was just getting set up. Amaze and Raga, welcome in. Thank you both for being here. I appreciate you. And BJ White, I see you there. Thank you for contributing to the Plein Air Sketch Day community challenge. If anybody has extra channel points laying around, bits of cheese as we call them, you can drop them in there if you want to show me that you'd like to do some Plein Air stuff. Hey Ray of Sun, how are you? Yes, that is a strange bus. We're doing the art gym right now. For anyone who's like, oh, what is this? Do you just draw vehicles all the time here, Kasey? No. Actually, never. The whole point of the art gym is to challenge myself to do stuff I don't normally do. Actually, most of the time I'm drawing animals. Here's a tapir. I think we actually rated into Helena when we had tapir day. So you guys have probably seen this before. It's like, I think last week or something. I did a lot. This week was a lot of things I don't draw a lot, like dresses, for example. Did a dress study the other day, did suits yesterday. So the whole point of the art gym is to get the bad drawings out together. It's like an accountability session. It's just kind of to start the day off with sketching, observational drawing, doing some like brain stretching and just trying to get prepared for a day of art making. But the idea is also that it takes, 1,000 bad drawings to make a good drawing. So we're just kind of taking the first step toward being more proficient by drawing things that we struggle with so that we can eventually become better. So that's kind of the idea behind the art gym. But anyway, today we're doing construction vehicles, and I'm dreading it slightly. Yeah, I know, right? Kismet, we are doing construction vehicles today. I'm not excited. Let's do elephants instead. What do you guys think? Elephants, maybe? We just did elephants for Save the Elephant Day. But I do love animals, and I'm trying to get better at drawing things that aren't animals. But let's see what Helena is showing us. Let me click this link. Oh my gosh. This looks so good. If you guys aren't following Helena, is this cut paper? Oh, it almost looked like cut paper. No, it's not. For like a split second, you did such a convincing job of these little paper creatures that I was like, oh my gosh, it's cut paper. Cut paper art, but still just beautiful. I love all the textures and the details. Helena, your work is so lovely. It's got this very like classic like book illustration charm, but with like really funny content, tons of like your Kermit that we saw the other day. And of course tons of like really unique takes on classic franchises like this. Oh, you got first, Raga. Congratulations. Hey, Ogre, welcome in, welcome in. 1,000 to 1 bad to good drawing, I'm way behind. Yeah, that's how we all feel. Germs, welcome. And also, welcome in, Dusk Shadow. Helena, this is so lovely. I love all the little like vegetation and fungi and stuff. It's this is such a cool spot illustration. You do such good work. And again, everybody, if you aren't following Helena, make sure that you do. You're missing out if you're not, if you haven't already given a follow. For anyone who's still here from the raid, if you're interested in what I do, I can show you some of my work as well. Outside of the art gym, in the afternoons, you'll usually see me working on more project-based stuff. So one of the things we do is like this thing called Sea Slug Dragons, where I'll look at a sea slug and we will design a dragon or a creature based off of that. I'm gonna go backwards for once. So we do this on the first Wednesday of the month, so this will be next week. Actually, this afternoon I'm doing the sculpture stream, which we do on the last afternoon stream of the month, which this month will be today. So I'll be sculpting later, but I like doing creatures. I'm trying to push myself in a more like, I don't know, a direction that is more marketable. So I'm trying to do more storytelling illustration. I'm trying to get into book illustration, book covers, graphic novels, that kind of market, maybe board game art. I don't know, but I'm sort of in the process of rebuilding my portfolio again because that never ends. And I'm also potentially getting ready for convention prep. I've applied to some cons this year. We'll see if I get in, but I'm trying to get pieces that I can use for both a portfolio and for like con prints and stuff. So yeah, but in the afternoons I tend to do stuff like this. So if you ever come hang out in the afternoon, I tend to be doing like more painty illustration. This is from a Christmas card a couple years ago. I also do stickers. I like dinosaurs, if you haven't noticed. I have a graphic novel that I'm working on off and on called Drift. It's up on Webtoons and Tapas. I feel a little self-conscious about it right now, but that's okay. And then here's a sculpting example. So I'm sort of a variety art streamer, so welcome in. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate your company. Today at the art gym, for anyone who wants to participate, we are actually gonna, at least I'm gonna be doing construction vehicles. I'm trying to challenge myself and draw something that is way outside of my wheelhouse, which would be anything mechanical, basically. So if anybody wants to participate, anyone is welcome of any skill level. We basically just draw along together for like an hour or so, hour and a half, and then if you want, you can post in the Discord when you're done with your study. As long as it's drawn from observation or reference of some kind, it counts as a study, and it can go in the art gym section. Just please make sure it is work safe, so I don't get in trouble. Oh yeah, Helena, no worries. Yeah, feel free to read and run. Go take care of what you need to. Thank you again so much for being here. I appreciate you. Sorry that I didn't see that until just now. But hope you have a good one. Thanks for coming in. Hey Rue, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. It's good to see you. It happens. It happens though. Okay. Early raid, I know, right? Yeah, we like literally just got started. So yeah, I'm gonna be struggling, so I guess if you like watching someone struggle, welcome in. But if anybody wants to, like I said, go into the Discord. Here's my socials also, if anybody just wants to follow me on social media. Of course, lurking is love, as PyroKitty always says, so if you want to lurk, that also makes me feel really, really good, and I appreciate that. And it helps me out tremendously with visibility. So that's kind of one of the main issues that I have. I've been trying to get into the industry for a while, and I've just kind of been like a lurker on the internet, I guess, for over a decade, and I'm trying really hard to get my work out there more this year. So thank you for anybody who's helping make that happen just by lurking. Okay, I think I'm done with this. Let's get into... Oh, I guess maybe I could show you the Discord. If anyone's not familiar with Discord, or if you don't want to join a Discord to participate, you can also link your art in chat, or post on I make a Blue Sky post. I usually check that one, so if anybody has a Blue Sky account, feel free to comment in the post if you have a piece you want to share. Okay, there we go. I think that's all the things, so let's go ahead and get started. Fair warning, my computer's gonna make a noise right here. It is not your computer, so don't freak out. That was not your computer, that was mine. Yeah, I'm not great at vehicles. I don't like drawing in grids. I get very bored with geometry, so I tend to not draw vehicles. I tried to find some really charming looking vehicles though. I want to show you guys this one that I found this morning, because I think it is fantastic. And I don't say that often about vehicles, but you guys look at this thing. Just like pause for a second. Do you see how unique looking this thing is? It looks like a creature. Like it literally just looks like a giant chunky friend. I'm trying to find ways to be interested in some of these things, and so I tried to find ones that just felt very like this is a straight up dinosaur, which is fine. I'll probably draw that at some point. But also, I found this one, I forget what it's called, but it's literally just got a giant chainsaw on the front of it. Like what? I think it's called a trencher. Yeah, it's called a trencher. I've never seen this before. It's got a chainsaw face. So I'm probably gonna draw one of these. There's also this one that has like a different sort of like grinding wheel or something on the front. It's incredible. I might actually save this one too. But if you want to use the pins at the top of chat, I do have a whole Pinterest where I collect a lot of these things if you need a place to start. But if you want to draw something other than construction vehicles, feel free. I realize not everybody wants to struggle first thing in the morning, so find something to warm up with if you want to join in. I'm gonna start with this easy one, this little dump truck. This feels manageable. It's tiny, it's chunky. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's definitely not gonna cause any issues. Hey, Daniel Ortiz, how are you? Thanks for contributing to the plein air sketch day. Let's see where we are on that. 49% of the way. Oh my gosh, we're almost halfway there. Well done, everybody. So as soon as that gets completed, we will, oh, well now we're halfway there. Thank you, Rue. Thank you, Germs. As soon as that gets completed, we will schedule that. I also just realized after I finished stream yesterday, I realized I forgot to do one of my rewards. Somebody redeemed a gratitude jar. Who was it? It was Rue. Rue, you redeemed a gratitude jar yesterday and I forgot to do it. So I'm doing it right now. We got a bunch of rain this weekend and everything is super green. So that's my gratitude. I'm backdating it to yesterday. I was gonna wait to do it on stream. I'm so sorry. Thankful for lots of rain, because I live in a desert, by the way, for those who don't know. And it's mostly brown here all year long. But for a very few weeks in May, we get green mountains from lots of rain. So that's my gratitude. That's my gratitude from yesterday. I don't know if you guys can read that. That's gonna go in the gratitude jar. If anyone's like, what is this redeem? It's just like a little positivity exercise that I do. I keep this jar all year long and put little slips of paper in it that have little things I'm grateful for. I like to date them just for posterity, but you can have like, I need to cut some more actually. I've only got one slip of paper left. But yeah, I just keep this little kit next to my door in my bedroom, and then as I think about stuff, I'll write it down. And then my tradition is at the end of the year, on New Year's Eve, I'll open it up and I'll read through everything, and then I'll like keep the ones that are really special. But yeah, it's just like a way to reflect on the year in a positive way, and it doesn't always have to be big stuff. Like today, it's just like really grateful for rain. So it can be the little things too, but I think it's really easy to forget that there is good stuff that happens, especially when you're just inundated by bad news all the time in the modern day. So yeah, that's just something I've been doing for a while, and I have found it really helps me out. I need to do 2 now. Did somebody do another one? No? Hold on, let's see. If somebody redeems another one, I'll do another one, but let's see. I'm gonna clear all the things. Yesterday's hydrate, gratitude jar, we did the eye. Yeah, I think I've done all these, I just haven't cleared these in a while. First was yesterday. Okay, there. I'm really bad sometimes about paying attention to my rewards queue. Okie doke. Let's get started. And yeah, and thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate the company. You could be anywhere on the internet right now, and I appreciate that you are at least leaving a tab up and lurking here, which is really nice of you. Let's see. Okay, let's start with some sketches. I will go ahead and just warn everybody who's expecting anything good to happen today. This is going to be a very intense struggle stream for me. I am not proficient at drawing vehicles, so just bear that in mind. I appreciate your patience and your lowered bar of expectation. That will help me not feel super intimidated. Just remember, I'm not a pro. It'll make me feel better. I know it's weird. I know it's counterintuitive. Just remember, expect nothing so that I don't feel like I'm going to fail you. Ungoy, no, that's the opposite direction that I need that number to go. That is incorrect, Ungoy, although welcome. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I'm just gonna do this the same way I do everything and break it down into shapes. I don't know enough about truck anatomy to really know. I guess I could think about this more reasonably. So like this is obviously part of the dump truck part, right? Like that moves and lifts and like will go up. So I'm like thinking about how a dump truck works. So maybe this is like a separate piece of anatomy I should think about. And then I can think about this together here. So yeah, we'll just do that. It's probably going to be very gestural. I tend to be a little bit more gestural. I just don't understand enough about how these things are put together to really know what I'm looking at. And I think that is the biggest hurdle for me with machines. Like with animals, I've spent so much time looking at their anatomy and their skeletons, their muscular structure. Like I can pretty much look at an animal reference and kind of understand what's going on underneath the skin, but like with vehicles, I am completely at a loss. So stuff like this is where it's really hard not to fall into a habit of copying versus studying, right? And now copying, for those who don't know the difference, copying is when you're more worried about exactly replicating what's in front of you. You're not really observing or learning or understanding anything about form. The whole purpose of studying is to ask questions and really understand what you're drawing and why things look the way that they do. Like, why is the light doing that? What does the light tell me about the structure of the vehicle? Like, how is it put together, and where do these pieces go, and what is their function? And that's something that I'm not very equipped with vehicles, and so I am going to be struggling a lot probably with copying today, which unfortunately the reason copying is not ideal for imaginative drawing is because it's not going to help you fill your creative bank account. Right? It's not gonna help you like understand information that you can pull out later in like your imaginative work and your world building and your illustration. And ultimately that's my goal. So we'll see. We'll see how far I get today. Straight lines, maybe. I don't know. I don't do well with straight lines. Straight lines are not my fave. Which is also part of why I don't enjoy drawing vehicles. But if I can find a way to approach it that makes me excited, or that I find enjoyable, I think I could probably bridge that gap of like not wanting to draw vehicles and then wanting to draw them and incorporate them into illustration. I just need to, there's a way, there's like a neurological way that I can make this work. I just haven't quite found it yet. I think I'm getting better. Forcing myself to do these studies with you guys definitely helps because it just sort of breaks down some of those like resistant barriers, because it's like, well, I've committed to this, so I have to do it. And then by having just that minor deadline, it really does, like, the accountability, like, really works for me, is what I've learned. So thank you all for holding me accountable. I'm gonna try. I may fail, but I promise I'll try today. Yeah, there probably are Ungwe. It's just a matter of, like, taking the time to research all that. What I should do is go back in time and as a kid get super into how it's made videos at a young age as much as I was into animal documentaries. If I could do that, spend all those years studying like I did with animals, then I could be at a good place right now. But I just haven't done that. So it's like starting at square one, you know? Easy, right, Rue, exactly. Yeah, no problem. Just be obsessed in the past so that you don't have to study when you're older. Hey Uber, how are you? It's good to see you. Maybe one day for art gym we can look at vehicle skeletons. That's true. Yeah, we could do like a mechanical breakdown. I don't have any expertise there. I would almost feel like I just wouldn't have much to say about it because I wouldn't even know what I was looking at, you know? Like I would almost want to have somebody who understood, like who builds cars or who works on, like does mechanics to like walk me through what I'm even looking at, because I don't know the function of most of this stuff. Like I'm sure there's a hinge in here that like makes this lift, and I'm sure there's like an engine in here somewhere. Like I know the basics, but it's just like I know there's an axle, like, but I don't really. Yeah, it's harder when you don't really know what you're looking at, for sure, because again, you just sort of fall into that copying habit. But I'm gonna try my best. Like I feel like I can kind of understand what I'm looking at, and I do have a few other like angles on dump trucks here, so it's like I can reference what this looks like from the front or from the side, and that can help me figure out what I'm looking at here. So I guess I could pull some of those over here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But like it's kind of hard to like make sure you have the exact same model too. Like these are all dump trucks that I'm looking at, but some of them aren't the same type of dump truck. So it's like, I don't even know what type. The 796, is that a type? I don't even know. Let me type in dump truck 796. Maybe that will help. Well, this one says 798, but that seems close. It looks similar. So here's that same dump truck, but from like a different angle. It does look pretty similar. So like just by having like a couple of angles on it, it helps me understand like, okay, this is the wheel well, and like this thing is, there's like a box here that's in front, and this little part is more in the center. But it's still, yeah, there's just a lot going on that I don't understand. Probably the model number. Yeah, I just looked up 796, which is the one here, and it came up with a 798, which seems close enough. Like, they look pretty darn similar. So it also shows me that this is not metal. This is actually like a flap to protect from like rock kickback. because it's hard to tell from this angle, like what I'm looking at. So I don't know, having multiple references, especially when you do it like from different angles, when you don't know and aren't familiar with something, that is helpful for sure. So there, I'll just keep that up so everybody can see it. I tried to pick like the most simple one I could find, but I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Not super optimistic. It does look like a little hat, yeah. I don't know what that is, but it is a hat until it lifts up. And then it lifts up and the hat is way over here. Yeah, or I guess like this. Then it's no longer a hat. Safety third. Oh gosh. Are you a micro person as well? Micro works? He's the one I always hear saying that. Oops. Oh my gosh, yeah, I just don't know enough about what I'm looking at here. It's just gonna be a little more copy heavy, unfortunately, because I just sort of have no other... I mean, I kind of understand what I'm seeing, but I just need to learn more about vehicles. Definitely like a truck anatomy or something would be helpful, but there's so much to learn. Like everyone is so different. I'm sure though if I were to look at like similar types of vehicles, that similar like certain types of vehicular anatomy would come into play. I do like this little ladder, it's kind of fun. I mean, obviously it has a purpose, but... I feel like we just heard this song yesterday, but I'm not like mad about it. Poor boy. Welcome back, Amaze. Hope your morning is going well. Not trying to do too much, hopefully, although I doubt it. But I still hope that for you. Oh, getting lunch. That's right. I forget it's so much later for you. Well, I hope it's a tasty lunch. Care to share? I know, right? See, Ungoy, everyone does eat. I basically ate a charcuterie board for breakfast. I went to the store yesterday finally to restock my fridge. You guys would be so proud. My fridge is very full. And got a discount cheese tray. It was like 3 pounds of cheese for $8. I was pretty stoked about that. And some bruschetta that was on sale, which was great. And also some like little pretzel chip bite things. I don't know, they were kind of weird, but good. So that's what I ate. Oh, and blackberries. It was delicious. And very filling. And now I have a leftover Easter bunny. Has a broken ear. I dropped it. Maybe I'll eat that. Hold on. This seems like a job that would do better with chocolate. I feel like chocolate always helps me draw, for sure. I don't need the chocolate, but I really want to eat this broken ear piece, so I'm gonna do that. I got all the cheese. Oh my gosh, Rue, there's so much cheese. I actually had to put it in a little, like, so it's like little pre-cut cubes or whatever, and I didn't have enough room in the fridge because I have half a fridge because my roommate and I split the fridge and like we each take a side, and just with everything else I had to fit in there was not enough room. Oh gosh, hold on, this tape is like really stuck. So I ended up like putting all my cheese in like baggies in like a bento box. So I have a bento box just full of cheese in the fridge right now. I feel pretty fancy. I'm just trying to get this little ear that broke, that's all. So my bunny has only one ear now. Chocolate is gonna melt in my hand. Get in there, Easter bunny. Okay. I know, I'm so excited about the cheese. Bagworm moth caterpillar. Thematically appropriate. Wait, what? Bagworm? A bagworm is thematically appropriate? Well done. Well, and welcome in, Sunchoa. Let me finish boxing in this little wheel part, and then I'll do that in just a sec. For anyone who has not been here for Draw Me an Animal, it's basically an animal guessing game where I have to draw what I think an animal looks like, and then we'll learn about it together. I think I know what this animal is because we had a bunch of, at least what we called them bagworms in Texas. I'm just trying to remember. I don't know if I remember what the caterpillar looks like. I remember the bag part. It's been a long time. Let's see. Oh, true. Caterpillar is an industrial. Okay, fair. I see what you're saying there. I was just like, bagworms, what? Like bags of concrete? Maybe. I see what you're saying now, yes. Thank you for cluing me in. Okay. Save. Let's open up the Draw Me an Animal folder and yeah, let's draw a little animal. Hope you're doing well, Sunchoa. Thanks for the Draw Me an Animal redeem. Like I said, for anyone who hasn't been here for a Draw Me an Animal, it's basically like a guessing game. I get a name and then I do what I can. Oh, the poor eye. Let me see if I can do a better eye just based on what we looked at yesterday. I gotta commit this one to memory, because I feel like this one's come up a few times and I've failed every time. So they definitely have more like lemur-y faces. More narrow. And then they have those ears like this. Messed up the ears. I think I had a dream about eyes actually. I can't remember if they have tails. I think they do, actually. I should not be drawing an eye right now, I'm sorry, but I feel like the face shape was the one I really messed up on, and then they have that crazy hand that's got that one skinny finger while the other ones are bigger. That was crazy. Okay, I'm gonna try and remember that for next time. This is me committing it to memory. I'm redrawing it so that I can remember later, maybe. Possibly. Okay, we're gonna do... You're gymming, I'm driving. Oh, bummer. Well, have a good one. Thank you for the suggestion. I will draw your bagworm moth caterpillar right now. Bagworm moth caterpillar. I don't know what the caterpillar looks like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna draw like a generic green caterpillar, I think. But I do know what the cocooning stage I'm pretty sure looks like. So it is 9:32. I have 5 minutes to draw what I think this is, starting right now. I'm gonna draw a little green caterpillar. I don't know why I made it like an inchworm. Just pretend it's, you know, crawling down something, I guess. It's all cute. Maybe it's got little spots or something. I feel like there was a lot of generic spotted caterpillars in Texas. Don't get too close. Gonna do generic green caterpillar with spots. Maybe like some white or yellow. Maybe it's got like a fake head at the end to protect itself. So I think I'm gonna say that's the caterpillar. I do want to draw to see if I can remember what the bagworm actually is. So like what I remember is you'd look on trees in the spring and the summer, and you'd see like these little like webby looking like bags basically on the trees, and they're all kind of like this silvery gray, I think, if I remember correctly. Maybe like greenish silver. I don't know. It's been a really long time since I've seen one. I don't think they really have them here in Colorado. But they were always like on every tree in our yard. We had so many. And I vaguely remember them being maybe considered a pest. I'm not sure, because they like, I think they like tear up the leaves too, and they like use the leaves maybe to like make their little like shelter and protect themselves. I don't know. I'm gonna say this is the bagworm caterpillar in its little crystal stage, so we're gonna say it goes to that. But yeah. Anyway, that's my little guy. He's just eating a leaf right now. He's happily munching. This is supposed to be a leaf, guys. Just pretend it looks like a leaf. Oh, we'll put a little bite out of the corner, like he's been eaten. There we go. There we go. I don't know what else to draw. It only took like 3 minutes. Caterpillars are very simple creatures. So this is my guess. Let's go ahead and look. I'm gonna look it up and see if I got anywhere near the correct animal. So I'm gonna go to the interwebs. Bagworm, moth, caterpillar. Oh, no, not at all. What am I thinking of? What the heck? Oh my gosh, this thing is like carrying sticks on its back. What? Holy cow, I don't think I've ever seen this animal before. Oh my gosh. So like the ones that I'm familiar with, they do this, but not with sticks. This is like a little construction caterpillar. This is extremely on brand for today. Look at this, almost looks fake. Like bagworm moth caterpillar. Look at this thing, you guys. How does it do this? It collects and saws little sticks to construct elaborate spiral log cabins to live in. That's amazing, honestly. Okay, what am I thinking of? What? Bagworms. So this is what I'm thinking of. These things. Bagworms. Okay, it's less silky than I remember, but we would see these all the time. Yeah, I remember it being more silky. I wonder if we have a different species in Texas. Okay, so yeah, this is what I was thinking of. I've never seen one that does something as cool as this. Like, what the heck? This is awesome. Alright, let's learn about it. Let's learn. I'm gonna pin some of these for sure. Let's see what the moth looks like first of all, so that I know to make sure it lives, because I love its caterpillars. Family of moths. It's fairly small. Oh, the bagworm family is fairly small, with about 13,000 or 1,300 species, but still, that's a lot. And it looks like they are pretty diverse in how they collect things. So yeah, where's the one that I'm used to? There's another one. Look at this one. We called them bagworms too, but I guess maybe they don't have to be. Now I'm curious what kind we had. Bagworms in Texas. Yeah, I guess it's just... Yeah, we consider them pests. I guess it is just this one. This looks like the ones my mom would get on her pine tree. Yeah, they just like collect stuff and stick it on their little cocoon. But look at this one though. The crazy one. Where's the crazy one? This one right here. Oh, I have to sneeze. Hold on. Help. Sorry. They're artisanal, yeah, exactly. It builds, exactly, I know. Dubious about the actual spiral sticks. The baby log cabins? I don't know, I mean, do you think this was manufactured? Like... Is this real? I'm having a tough time believing it. There are lots of species, some make more impressive cases than others, but they're all real. Oh wow. So this artist basically surrounded this caterpillar with like gemstones. And so they'll just basically make a cocoon out of whatever is handy to protect themselves. That's pretty fun, actually. Look at him building it. Look at him go. Just making his little structure. They're little carpenters. Look at them. That's really cool. Oh, I like how this one, like, I bet he like only gave him these for a little bit so that he could make rings. That's pretty neat, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So I don't know what species of bagworm that particular log cabin one was, but I guess I kind of got it right because I was just drawing a different like species maybe, but mine definitely does not look the way, even the one I remember. It's been so long since I've seen one. They're also called case moths. Most bagworms are inoffensive to humans and inconspicuous. Some are occasional nuisance pests. However, a few species can become more serious pests and cause significant damage to specific plants. If detected early, picking the cases from the trees while in their pupa stage is an effective way to check an infestation. Yeah, I do remember my mom saying that if we ever saw one on the tree, we should take it off. I do remember picking some when I was younger. Interesting. I have no idea which species the ones we saw were, but if you guys want to learn more about bagworms, or if you find a really cool species that builds in an interesting way, there you go. The long thin ones, sure, but the baby log cabins? Yeah, that's true. It is hard. That's what this whole post is about. If anybody wants to investigate this post on Reddit, which has that exact problem, and see, I mean, to be fair, it does look like little chew marks. And they do seem to build from the bottom up. So, I mean, I guess I could kind of believe it, but if anyone wants to do some research on this Reddit thread, looks like there's quite a bit of conversation about it. Let me know what you find, if you feel so inclined. You can also do, like, the pre-AI search, right? Let's see, we could do before 2022. If you didn't know, you can always type that in your search string, and it'll come up with less AI, at least as far as imagery. And it looks like this is still showing up before 2022. Now that doesn't mean it's not, maybe couldn't be photoshopped, but I see enough variety, like they don't all look the same, and they kind of go in a spiral. Like I'm inclined to believe that this is just a very photogenic one, or it's one that somebody like specifically fed maybe some really nice logs, but I don't know, like I'm seeing like pieces of plants that have chew marks. Like I think it might just be the type of plants that particular caterpillar had access to. Because it does seem to be a thing. Now these messier ones look a little more realistic, maybe, but some of them do seem to go in a spiral. It might just depend on the subspecies. Like maybe certain subspecies are more particular or more precise than others. And maybe, I don't know. Amicta bagworm moth, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys discover if anyone looks into it. Yeah, you can do that as well, Ungoy, but I just do before 2022 when I'm looking for images, and it tends to work pretty well. Oh, and if anybody wants to see the article about the artist that used gemstones with the bagworm, that's pretty cool. There you go. There's all the things. The little log cabin ones are amazing, right, Clay? Yeah. You saw them many years ago? Yeah. I mean, I've definitely seen bagworms before. It's just that the one that looks really perfect. I can definitely, I mean, clearly we're not the first people to find that a little suspicious because there's a whole Reddit thread about it. But yeah, thank you so much, Suntra. That was an interesting one. I appreciate it. Always fun to learn about new creatures with everybody. Sorry, hiccup. A little bit of a hiccup there. Oop, another hiccup. My bad. Huh, hold on one second, guys. I'm having trouble. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Sorry. Okay, I'll have to look into that later. Let's get back to drawing this dump truck. Oh yeah, feel free. Welcome on in, Clay. We'd love to have you. Anyone's welcome to join the Discord, by the way. It's a nice little community of mostly artists, but there's other folks in there too. A lot of streamers, just like in general. I really like all the folks that are in the Discord. Everyone seems very nice. Some places to share your images, your art, your music. Actually, I am planning on going through the music share today. I've finally gotten enough on my to-do list done where I feel like that's a good next step for me. Just to have a fun to-do. So if anybody has any music requests, I don't really do those, but I do look through the music share channel and kind of try and find stuff to add to the playlist. So if you would like that to be a thing, you can find it in the music share section. Hey Charzia, it's good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. How are things going? Yeah, I know, something that's definitely a challenge for me today, but we're trying. Oh, Chocoberry Puppy, that is a cute name. And thank you so much for joining. Oh, I just knocked some stuff over, don't mind me, just making noise and messes. Oh boy, I'm having a slightly not awake yet moment. I'm nailing it. Oh, thank you. We were just talking, and I was kind of lamenting, Charzia, about how little I understand about vehicle anatomy and how helpful that would be for like picking apart a reference. I mean, finding other references of similar vehicles from a different angle helps me kind of understand what I'm looking at a little bit more, but I just don't know the function of things, and because I don't know the function, it's kind of like not knowing animal anatomy and trying to draw an animal, right? It's just I feel like that's just showing as I draw. So I probably need to dedicate some time if I really want to get better at vehicles to doing some kind of like a vehicle anatomy study. Maybe we'll do that sometime for an art gym. I just feel like I don't know enough to know what I don't know. And because I don't know enough to know what I don't know how to pick a good source on that, you know? So if anybody, I don't know, I guess if anybody's really into vehicle design and has any good like mechanical study resources, I would be interested. I probably need to go look up some vehicle design artists or something. People who do a lot of that would probably have really good resources. Or maybe just go ask some concept artists. I feel like they've already probably done that homework. No need to reinvent the wheel, I suppose. Kitchen appliance study. We did a kitchen objects study one time. Ungoy, you said you forgot your lunch. Are you going to be able to remedy that today? You know, for somebody who's always reminding everyone else to eat, I feel like it's now our turn to make sure you eat. Okay. Yeah, I tend to be more gestural, but I'd like to be a little more knowledgeable. I think that would really help. You did the whole don't forget the lunch? Oh no. That's the worst though. Okay. I'm gonna color this in and move on to another one. This was a good little simple warm-up, I guess. Senior moment. Oh my gosh. Stop. it makes you feel any better, I've been having senior moments since I was a teenager. So sometimes I think we just have too much going on in the modern lifestyle to actually keep track of everything. It's like our brains can't keep up with all the things we're asking it to do. Just need a break. So I almost think the number 9 looks like a G when it's done that way. There we go. Color. Gotta clock in. Aw. Go make sure you get your lunch too. Are you gonna have a chance to get lunch? Hope so. Oh, it's gonna happen? Okay, good. I'll not worry about you then. Hey, Nerduino, how's it going? Good to see ya. Ooh, posture check, thank you. I was hunching a little bit. I need to be better about just sitting lower when I'm here because my desk is so low. I think it helps to have my elbow, like to have my shoulders at a certain height, you know? Oh, that's a good question. Skellen asks, did you leave it on the counter and is it spoiling? Or is it at least in the fridge? That is the worst when you realize you left it on the counter. It's like, ugh, not only did I forget it, but it's now never going to be enjoyed. Done that way too many times. Nerduino, how's the space? Let us know. Well, let's hydrate too. Whew. We're gonna be having a stretch break here in a minute, I think. But if anyone wants to unshrimp early, it's never too early to unshrimp. I made a mistake. The space, mostly empty it seems, with occasional patches of dumb. Let me guess, are we on one of those floating patches of dumb right now? That's funny. If you guys haven't, if you haven't already heard the news, there is a space scientist here on Twitch, and he's in chat right now. You should go hang out with Nerduino. He's a great guy. Very informative, very patient with lots of questions, even from people who can't seem to find the things in space. Highly recommend. Alright, I gotta darken up the lines I did for this. There we go. Statistically speaking, we could be. I think odds are in our favor if recent events bear any kind of weight. That's okay. At least we have people like Nerduino to tell us all the facts. You've been lurking. Oh, hey, Pyro. Welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that, honestly. Seriously, anybody who takes any time to be here, whether it's in chat or lurking, it's super appreciated. Lurkers make Twitch go round, folks. Especially if you're willing to lurk on somebody who doesn't know how to draw vehicles, doesn't know what they're really looking at. Talk about it. I appreciate that. Very generous. I better eat a little bit more of this chocolate bunny popsicle before I try anymore. I think it helps. It helps with the brain, you know? It's definitely not a food I need, but I do enjoy it. How does this look so blue? I just barely have any blue in it. there it is. We do have an ad starting in like 4 minutes. Just a little friendly heads up. If you don't have a sub or turbo, then you might get stuck in ads for a minute. But if you want to support the stream, you can preemptively mute the tab if you'd like. And just let the player keep playing. That does make them give me those Bezos bucks, which I do appreciate. Keeps the lights on at the studio. Helps me pay for my cheese. You guys, I just got so much cheese at the grocery store yesterday. Cheese, it was actually not super expensive cheese, but if I ever want the fancy cheese, just know. Support of the stream goes toward art and cheese, pretty much. If I don't have the cheese fund, I cannot get the cheese. So thank you for helping me bring home the cheese. What happens if we sub and turbo? Oh, do they cancel out? I don't know. That sounds like a space question. Sounds like some kind of metaphysical is quantum space a thing? Quantum space-time physics, theoretical string theory, words. I don't know. Yes? No. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say I appreciate whatever it causes, because it helps. Cheese fund, yeah. We should make a cheese fund. Do you guys want to see my cheese? No, you don't want to see my cheese. It's like the most boring cheese. It was just like a cheese tray that was on sale for $8, and I was like, yeah, I can afford that. I have $8. It's like 3 pounds of cheese, but it's just like the cheap, like store brand cheese. But I think it was like pepper jack and like a marbled Colby jack and some cheddar. And it came with some grapes, which I was very excited about, and already ate all of them. So there you go. There's all the updates you never asked for on the food I got at the grocery store yesterday. It's too much. I really shouldn't have. I ate so much cheese yesterday because of it. It was so good. It's just the best snack, honestly. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like $8.15 or something. It was a clearance thing. It was probably like, you know, gonna be unsellable soon, so they were just like, take it. Just take it. We'll see how long it lasts. People to say. I also got some eggs. I haven't had eggs in like months, so that was exciting. They aren't as expensive as they were, which is good. Still pretty high, but I'm happy to have eggs again. What are eggs where you guys live? I'm just curious. I know a lot of that's the avian flu, and I don't know how long it's going to take us to recover from that, but... You're making me crave eggs and cheese. Oh no, I'm so sorry. The dump truck looks almost like a wedge of cheese. Oh my gosh, everyone's thinking cheese. I love it. It does look like a wedge of cheese. What's your favorite cheese, chat? Tell me all about it. I'm gonna get up and go get some cheese here in a second. Your eggs are about 25 bucks a month in feed. Oh nice, that's right, you have your own chickens. 25 bucks a month in feed is amazing. Man, chickens are such a helpful pet. I don't know if you're a part of backyardchickens.com, Nerduino. I am because I'm a nerd, but I have this bumper sticker I got from them called, it says, my pets make me breakfast, and it has a little chicken on it. It's great. Pretty high price for eggs in LA, I'm sure. But yeah, chickens are awesome. We actually are about to have more chickens again at the place that I help out at that has chickens. Pretty excited. They're gonna be coming in June, I think, or maybe late May. I just got the schedule that they put out for everyone to approve of, like, you know, here's what you guys used to do for your hours. Does this still work for everybody? I need to respond actually, make sure it's okay. But I'm excited to meet them. I hope everything is all good at the coop. We had to do a whole bunch of cleanup, and I'm just hoping that it's all safe for them, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah. It's pretty cute. Backyardchickens.com for anyone who's into chickens, honestly. Here, I'll just link it, because I think they're a great resource, frankly. Backyard chickens. There you go. It's a fantastic forum. Tons of great resources on, like, coop design and chicken health. There is some stuff that you gotta watch out for. I mean, you're a scientist, so you probably know what the warning signs are. But, you know, like when people are like, hey, just feed your chickens colloidal silver. Don't listen to those people. But, like, there is a lot of really good, like, I think there's some pretty good scientifically sound stuff on there. You just have to know what to look for. But there's a lot of like articles and things. I think it's great. You're better than you. Oh, you're married to a veterinarian. That's right. So you don't even need to worry about it. Studio chickens would be amazing, Ungoy, but no. Our eggs cost a can of Red Bull every other week or so. I get them from my coworker. Nice, who has chickens. It helps so much to know somebody who has chickens. Yeah, we haven't had chickens at the place that I help out at in like 10 months, I think, which is it's good. The coop needed to have some reconstruction done and some work done and some cleaning done. I actually need to remember to go to the barn over there today and grab some stuff out of it because I think they're about to like clean out the barn and I don't want to lose some of the stuff that I have stored there. But yeah, they're really great animals and they have so much character. Like I'm sure you've noticed this, Nerdowino, or anybody who has chickens, but they just have their own little personalities, and if you spend any amount of time with them, they're so interesting and they're so unique. Oh, we are getting into an ad. Okay, so I'm going to stop drawing and we're just going to do some stretches so that way nobody misses anything. Yeah, they definitely have personalities, yeah. One of my favorite chickens was one that I named Cheapers, and she was actually a leghorn. I don't know if you have any leghorns. And normally they're not very friendly as a breed. They tend to be kind of standoffish. They're actually a pretty high production breed, so most people just get them for being egg layers. It's actually the ones that lay white eggs that you get in the store. Usually those are leghorns. But this one was hand raised, and she would like hop in your lap if you sat down and she just wanted pets. Like she just loved hanging out with people. Super, super sweet. Black sex links are cool too. Yeah. Is that your favorite one? Oh, they're all black sex links. Oh, nice. Do you guys breed them? Or do you just use them for eggs? I'm curious why you chose that one. I've also heard like the barn builders are really good. Sorry, I'm about to chicken nerd out for a second. I'll stop myself if you need me to. But we have had like Brahmas, Polish hats, a lot of what are they called? Are they we've had Orpingtons, we've had I will, thank you, Ray. Sorry, I had my eyes closed and I was not ready for that. I'm stretching while we're talking chickens. So if anybody is listening to the sound of my voice, this is your reminder to stretch. Hey, Miss Art Rules, how are you? But yes, you've had 3 Rhode Island Reds. Those are good, just not very healthy. Oh, really? I wonder why. Rhode Island Reds are really good production breeds too. I know that like the rocks, barred rocks, are really popular. We've had some Australorps and some Easter eggers. Those are a lot of fun too. They have to be very heat tolerant. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Have you ever looked into game birds? So they're really game birds, like some of the ones out of like Egypt and parts of Asia. They're very heat tolerant, and they're also like more resistant to some really common chicken diseases like Marek's. I don't know if you guys do Marek's vaccines for your eggs or not, but they're supposedly more naturally resistant to things like that, which I think is really cool. I kind of wonder if we shouldn't be crossbreeding those species into other species to make like more resistant chickens. But anyway, we are stretching. We're not just talking chickens, I promise. I'm glad you guys like the chicken rambles. I could go on about chickens for a very long time, guys. Not as much as I used to be able to, because like there was a while there where I was researching chickens like weekly. I knew so much about chickens. I've kind of lost some of the time I had for that. What's the one that we have? It's the brown one. It starts with a W. I called her Peanut. I don't remember what her... It's like a... What are they called? The chicks are vaccinated. That's good. Yeah, it turns out that doesn't actually prevent them from getting it, unfortunately, but I'm sure you know that. We had a big problem with Marek's at our coop. That's part of why we haven't had chickens in so long, is that we've been, they all eventually didn't pass away from Marek's, but we couldn't introduce new ones because Marek's was present. It's kind of a rough time. Anyway, but we did like a deep clean. I'm assuming they sprayed everything down with antiviral like they said they were going to. I'm hoping they got some dirt tests done, but yeah, it's a leaky vaccine, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not a true vaccine. But at least you guys did vaccinate. A lot of backyard chicken keepers don't even know about Marek's and don't even understand that it's a problem. And I think I heard this statistic. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but it was like Some people, some experts say that like up to 80% of all backyard flocks actually have Merrick's in them and they just don't know it. Because their chicks, basically they just have the animals that survived, but it's pretty rough. What are they called? Brown chicken species. Breed, not species. It's like Welsummer. Welsummer. Why couldn't I remember Welsummer? I just remember it started with a W. Yeah, Welsummers are the ones that we have too. Anyway, that's enough chicken talk. That's what took the Rhode Island Reds. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough to watch. And once you have it in your soil, so the other terrifying thing about Merrick's is like once you have it, it's almost impossible to get it totally out of your backyard or your flock. There's some studies that say it can live for up to 2 years without a host in a dry climate, which is crazy. So, well, that's good. That's good that they're all vaccinated in the egg. Yeah, it just helps them potentially survive it, but they'll be carriers for life, unfortunately. But you probably know that. I'm just saying that for anyone else who's curious. I'm gonna eat this bunny. Hey, Neil. Where do we know if I make it into TwitchCon, can we talk chickens? Or is that more your wife's thing? I like talking chickens with people. Yeah, the avian flu is rough too. We actually didn't have any chickens that got avian flu. But Merrick's has been a problem for decades. It's just like, it's kind of weird. I'm really curious, like, who if anyone is doing something, like, doing research into solving the Merrick's issue. Because I know it's been an issue for a really long time. TwitchCon chicken panel, heck yeah. I'm like the least qualified person to be on that panel, but... Okay, I need to actually not color in the dirt, I think. Yeah, chickenpox ones. That's true. I had it as a baby. I've heard shingles is terrible. I don't know hardly anything about quail, Ungoy. Tossed around the idea of getting chickens, but I don't think I could bear to have an outside-only pet. I mean, technically you don't have to make them outside-only, but just know that they're happier outside. Central, if you guys ever really think about it, let me know. I'd be happy to give tips. Although that website I linked, Backyard Chickens, fantastic place to start. The biggest thing I think to keep in mind is like a lot of people just get those prefabricated coops and they're really not big enough for the number of birds they end up getting. So you're supposed to have at least 2 feet of space per chicken in like a coop. And then in the run or like the open area, if you're not free ranging, you should have like 4 feet of space per chicken. And that just gives them enough room to kind of get away from each other if something, like somebody's picking on somebody. Otherwise you're gonna have a whole bunch of like henpecked birds basically, if they don't have enough space to run around. Yeah. Just like when you put too many people in one place. It is clay, but it's not actually an STD. It's just in that same family. If you look into it, here, since we're talking about Merrick's, if anybody's just super curious and wants to read about Merrick's, I'm gonna link you to a really interesting article that kind of goes over some really good facts about it. It's actually on Backyard Chickens. And it was actually written by an artist that I have followed for a long time. I didn't realize they were on this website. But it's like the massive Merrick's. It's like the massive Merrick's thread. Yeah, it's extremely deadly. Yeah, if you look at Merrick's, it's like crazy. It's by Nambroth. I got a lump in my throat. Oh no, the page couldn't be loaded. I don't think they've been on the website in a long time. I don't even know if they still have chickens. But, there's a giant thread. Maybe it's an article. How do I search for the articles? Well, I'll find it later. This is gonna take me too long. I don't know where I sent it to somebody recently. I think it was a coworker. Let me see if I have that email. I just wanna know. Oops. No. Yeah, I can't find it right now. Okay.
Squirrel.
Yeah, I'm squirreling pretty hard. I just like talking about chickens. Anyway, if you look it up, it's by Nambroth. Fantastic animal artist, by the way. But definitely worth a read if anyone's interested. It's on the Backyard Chickens website. I think I just need to log in, and I've got it favorited. I just don't have a login right now. Okay, let's draw another construction vehicle. Can cover their eyes? Oh, really? Anything to avoid vehicles? I mean, okay, that time that was not intentional avoidance. That's just me being really into chickens. Let's see. Who would do research into health issues affecting animals and humans? If only there was some sort of agency we had that could look into that stuff. Right. Yeah, but I don't feel like they'd, even before all the craziness lately of like shutting down all of our research institutions in the US and probably setting us on a path to being like not the first in the world in science anymore. Or technology, but anyway, that's a whole rant. But even before all of this, like, I haven't seen hardly any research being done, and I'm really curious about why. Like, I wish I knew somebody who is involved in veterinary research, especially in livestock, and I just specifically want to ask about that, really, because it does seem like it affects a huge percentage of the world's chicken population, whether it's in like backyard farms or industry farms, and like. It just seems like very little is actually being looked into, at least that I've found. Maybe there is, and I just don't know. And haven't seen like papers or anything, but. Okay, let's do another one. I'm gonna do a little more complex vehicle this time. I really, really like this shape. Okay, wait, should I do a dozer? Because they have really fun shapes, and they have that big belty thing, or should I do the one that's like, what is it called? I don't remember, but it's got like a chainsaw on its face. Not sure which one. I do like this like chunky shape here. Break so hard. Let's see. Maybe I'll do this one. Alright, we got this guy. You usually get a flu. I've never had the flu. Oh, thank you, Charzia, for contributing to the plein air sketch day. We are now over 50% of the way on that challenge with 16 days left to go. So just over halfway. Just under halfway in our timeline. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get to do that in May. If anybody wants to. We'll be doing another tour around the property where I have my studio. Have I done plein air yet? So we did one. We did one plein air study. I think it was like, when was that, chat? Was that like 2 weeks ago? We went around the studio and oh my gosh, what's happening? Oaks! Oaks, that is so generous. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your flying alien baby. You're giving some constructive feedback, aren't you? You really had to dig for that pun, didn't you, Oaks? See what I did there? I hope you enjoy your emotes. Ha! Thanks. But yeah, try to see it. We did a plein air sketch day around the studio. Is that still up? I wonder if that VOD is still up. Have you guys seen this construction vehicle that has a big chainsaw on its face? Because I literally didn't know that existed until this morning. Hey Rebecca, thank you so much for that lurk. I seriously appreciate it. Anyone who's lurking right now, thank you so much. You guys are the bee's knees. Hold on, I have to show you this the face. I have to show you the face. I can't word right now. What is it called again? It's like a trawler? No, that's a type of ship. What? It's the one that has a big chainsaw on its front end. Earth modifying vehicles are cool. Yeah, I really honestly hadn't... Trencher, thank you, it's a trencher, yes. If you haven't seen this, I'm just gonna show you what a trencher looks like. And also, if you click that link at the top, there is a link to like a chart that shows different kinds of like vehicles and stuff. But if you've never seen a trencher, look at this. Look at it. This looks like an anime vehicle. I'm sorry. You're telling me this is a real useful tool? It's literally a chainsaw face. It's amazing. I need to pin this. There's so many in this little, I think it's still pinned at the top of chat. If not, we'll get it pinned again. But look, this one has like a, I've seen this one before actually, I think, when they're like digging up like asphalt and stuff. But some of these just look wildly, like, look how monster-y this looks. This one right here I really like. I might end up drawing this one just because it's so chunky. It's so chunky, but I don't know what all these little like wires and pipes do, and I kind of wish I knew more about it. Look at this happy little guy. Anyway, I'm trying to find reasons to be excited about vehicles, and I think maybe, as weird as it sounds, I think maybe construction vehicles will be my gateway drug into wanting to draw sports cars. Like I gotta figure out like, I think it might be modified clay, because I was comparing it to some others. I think it's like a special build, so I think that's why it looks a little weird. I don't know if it's actually like standard, but it's still really chonky looking. But like the scale of this is very like behemoth, you know? I don't know, I kind of like it. Yeah. Anyway, used to as a wee one go and doodle the logging trucks and backhoes down our road. Oh, that's cool. See, I wish I had more interest in some of that when I was younger, but now that I'm older and I understand the value of understanding mechanical things for art and for design, at least like creature and character and world building stuff, I'm trying to like find ways to be interested. So I kind of like the scale of this one, but then there's also this other one. And you can find all these if you click the link at the top of chat, by the way. They're all in my little work vehicles one. Like this one's just a straight up dinosaur though. And like some of these are clearly like this is like something trying to be a mech, right? Like there's no way this is real, or is it? Is this a really useful thing? This looks like a robot more than a construction vehicle. Yeah, some of these are wild, but this one I like a lot. He's got the little chompy face. We actually had a book when I was a kid. It was about an excavator. Did anyone else have this book? I did like reading it a lot because it talked about this excavator and he had like his little face just like that. And he was like racing the modern equipment or whatever. Do you guys remember? Does anyone know the child's book that I'm talking about? It was like all red. Like there was only, I just remember it being black and white with like red, and red being like the machine. I don't know. I did enjoy it though. You think so? You think you remember that one? Yeah. You could draw trucks if you had to. I'm sure I could if I had to, but I'd like to be interested in it in the same way that I'm interested in like animals. I do like this thing actually too. That's pretty fun looking. I like the faded, like the worked up front here. Anyway, I think I'll draw, shoot, these are both pretty complex. I think I'll draw this one first and then maybe I'll go into that other one. Are you my mommy? No. What is that children's book about? Children's book about an excavator. I think it's like called Henry or something. I think the thing's name was Henry. Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel. That's what it is. It's Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel. So this is the book I had as a kid. Do you guys remember this book? Did anyone else have this book? I think my mom probably still has it. Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel. So it's, yeah, it's like just red and black and white. Steam machinery, yeah. Hey Claire Burr, how are you? Oh, here's a video. If anybody wants to look at the book, you can like watch a video. I can watch it off stream, Claire, like when I'm done, if you need some feedback. There we go. Here's the video of the book, I think. I didn't actually watch it, but... Okay. Hope you're having a good day, Claire. Thanks for dropping in. Alright. I guess, yeah, I don't really know much about Steam. I mean, I guess I know about Steam engines, but like Steam, other things being Steam is kind of a interesting thing to think about. Okay, let's see. want to try... I'm gonna try and like find the structure here. Since, even though I don't really understand what I'm looking at. Let's see, I can tell that, you know, there's like belts and wheels and stuff that has purpose here. I'm trying to think about it geometrically and not be quite so organic with my shapes, even though I love organic shapes. And it like hurts me to not be drawing circles on everything, but maybe that's not the way. Oh, I did not leave enough room, like at all. Hold on. Hold, please. There we go. Wait, what is this? I just want to move it. Why is it cropping? Literally not what I'm asking for. There we go. No, that's not it either. What the heck? Jeez Weasels. Your dad loves all trains. We have there's like a train museum kind of nearby me. Pretty popular. I've been once or twice. It's a little more geared toward kids, but there are some really cool like history things and a really, really like massive train, like model train thing. I don't know. I think that's kind of like a lost hobby sort of deal. I don't know, does anybody still do model trains? I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't ever hear about kids doing it. We had a toy train set when we were kids, but I don't think we really played with it very often. I only remember having one very briefly. You do model ships and planes? Oh, nice. Like, do you paint them? Zokia Media does trains? Cool. That's cool. I didn't know that, Terzia. I guess I don't know anybody, like, in real life maybe that does it, but it's good that it's still a thing. Your grandpa collected trains. Yeah, I know it was like a huge hobby back in the day. I think access to like quick entertainment has kind of made stuff like that more rare. I don't know. Interesting. Oh yeah, the ship in a bottle thing, that's so crazy. He's working on a virtual cargo loading system, so you can have a screen that looks like you are loading coal into your cars. Oh, that's interesting. Very cool. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know how the ship in a bottle thing is done. Isn't it like, don't you have to like precisely glue and like use these long tweezers to like put things together in a certain order? It sounds extremely intense, if I'm understanding correctly how it's done. Yeah, that's so... wow. And then like, oh my gosh, I would be so afraid that it would break. It's like, I put 1,000 hours into this. You thought it was just witchcraft. Yeah. When I was a kid, I literally thought they somehow blew glass around the ship. Like, I didn't understand how it was done. I was like, how do they make the glass around the ship like that? And then when I get older, I was like, oh wait, oh no, it's way worse than that. That would actually be easier, perhaps, than what's actually happening. You do metal earth builds. What's that? What's a metal earth build? What's earth? I don't know what that is. I better eat this bunny and help me learn. Oh, the bunny fell apart on me. I do not need that chocolate, but I can only avoid the clearance Easter candy for so long. It was bound to happen. Earth Metal is a brand that makes model kits. Oh, okay, okay. I was trying to figure out what an Earth Metal would be. That's cool. Okay, I see, I see. Thank you for explaining. Was I there for the whirlwind? I was, yeah. That was pretty crazy. I had to go to my studio right after that, but I did catch that part. I'm glad everybody is okay. They can be pretty intense sometimes, those dust devils. Oh, they have dinosaur models. That's cool. I used to put together like really cheap. Oh, he sent a video. Yeah, I heard. I haven't had a chance to see the video, but I heard he was going to share one. I didn't get to see it yet. But yeah, we used to have, well, a friend and I used to put together dinosaur models. But they were mostly like skeletal, like faux fossil models, I guess. They probably weren't very good. I'm pretty sure they were like the cheap ones from like China or something. Like they weren't anything high end, but they were fun. It's one of those ones where I think it's mostly like a toy for kids. Like where you dig up the fossil or the bones and then you have to like construct the skeleton, but we would do it together. It's fun. You got to put together a video that makes it look like Danny just has it up on a view screen. Oh, cool. That's nice. Like while the call is happening, you've got the video timed. That's good. Sounds cool. Can't wait to watch it. Oh my gosh, this is like more complex than, I mean, I knew it was going to be complex, but geez Louise. It's going to take me like the rest of stream. I may only get to 2 vehicles today, guys. A lot going on here. Yeah, very cool. I'll give it a watch. I'm excited. Oh no, I'm hitting the wrong button. Maybe I'll just get the wheel done. This is nice. Or the tread, I guess you would call this. This is a lot happening right here. I don't know what any of this does. I feel like I'm just copying and I don't understand what I'm making. What is the purpose of this stuff? Is there any strategy? Well, for the vehicles, my strategy is just survive. But I think, I guess in all seriousness, I do try to do shapes first. I should probably have done shapes for the whole vehicle before I got into the wheel details. That would have been smart. It's probably going to cause me some proportion issues here in a minute when I get into the rest of the vehicle, but typically I try to do like big shapes first. And I do try to think about like what the purpose of what I'm drawing is. I think that's kind of the bigger thing when you're drawing or when you're learning to draw. A really big tendency with drawing, especially for beginner artists, is to just copy what you're seeing. And so like one thing you don't want to do is like basically just try to make things like almost like you're tracing or drawing a contour, because that's almost always how you end up with proportion issues when you try to hyper focus too soon on detail. And I'm kind of doing that right now, so I'm being a terrible example. Yeah, drawing perspective boxes like Trizia says can help too. I tend to struggle with those for some reason. I think it's mostly just like a motivational issue. It's like the minute I do a grid, I'm so bored with the image and I just don't care to continue. So I'm trying to find for me like a more gestural way to be interested in vehicles. But everyone's brain also just like works differently too. So for me, I kind of thrive in a little bit more organic. But yeah, what Trizia is talking about is basically you can start with a box like this and you can find the perspective. So like here's the perspective of these wheels, right? You've got like some foreshortening or whatever. This is all almost in like 3-point perspective actually, but because it's actually more like that. And then that can help you find stuff if you prefer to work that way. It's definitely helpful if you want if you want higher geometric accuracy, for sure. Yeah. Like, even just looking at that makes me tired. But that's a personal issue. I just gotta get over that. For me, what my general approach to drawing, if you're just asking like what my approach is typically, is to draw the big shapes first. Just like when you're drawing like an elephant or something, like, or let's do something more simple, maybe like a lion, I guess. I would just start with like rib cage, hips, head, and then you just sort of like get the body proportions right, and you think about like, okay, here's what ribs look like, and here's what this looks like, and here's how the skull shape is. And then once you have your basic sketch shape down, right, and you have like your basic shoulder blades or whatever, and you have like all the bits that go where, you're kind of drawing on like found anatomy, right, to like do this stuff. And then you can kind of lower the opacity and do like a redraw over it to kind of clarify things. But I try to apply that same, I'm just gonna erase this, that same sort of structure to my like anything I'm drawing. So I tend to try to start with like big shapes first, and try to like, so for this, breaking this down into shapes, if I had been doing this the way that I should be, I would do like a big box, right? And think about that. Think about this as like a big rectangle, and then think about this as like a smaller rectangle, and think about this as like a weird triangle that it's sitting on, and then kind of build out from there. So, yeah. I didn't do that, obviously, so I'll probably struggle here in a minute. Tends to be how it goes. It's like, oh, you skipped a basic step, Kasey? Well, give it like 5 minutes and you're gonna be regretting that choice. That's why we call it the, art gym. That's why we say we're getting the bad drawings out, boys and girls, because that is what we're up to today. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Raga. Embrace the yeah, one day, Maze. Not this day. It would help though also if my Krita on this computer wasn't borked and I could get the perspective tool to actually work the way it's supposed to. That is part of the issue, is like there's like a hotkey on my keyboard that I've messed up, I think. And I just haven't taken the time to like get in and figure out what I need to reset. So yeah, I'm trying to find landmarks. Like I see that this box is like sitting on the edge of this, so that's where I put it. I see that this is like in between the wheels, but there's like some space there. It's a little bit more narrow. So I try typically to get my shapes down, my bigger shapes down first, and then jump into detail, but as I just said, sometimes I'm not very good at it, and I get a little impatient. I think that's probably most of my issue with using boxes. It would certainly be helpful. It's just not something I have the patience for a lot of the time. It's a personal failing. It's definitely not something to emulate. But yeah, I think like, I think no matter what method you use, you can still achieve the look you're wanting. It's just, you're gonna have to use different techniques depending on what you're doing. For me, I like to think, I don't know. I like to think that like thinking about the basic shapes underneath is gonna help me keep in mind the like, because what you want to keep in mind anytime you're doing a drawing is that the thing you're drawing has form. This is not, I'm not drawing something two-dimensional. I'm making a two-dimensional image, but this object I'm drawing has depth and width and height and dimension and like heft, and there's things that creates in what I'm drawing, and I have to think about that while I'm making the drawing. So like, for example, I'm not thinking about how this line is straight. What I'm thinking about is how this is the edge of this tread, and that means about over here is probably the edge of that tread because I can see some light right there, right? So that sort of, you're basically trying to like put together a puzzle, I guess, when you draw. And like my long-term goal is to get better at drawing things from imagination. So if you end up just copying, you're never really going to be able to learn how to draw without a reference. So if you're somebody who struggles to draw without a reference, what you've probably been doing is honing your copying skill rather than your like filling your creative bank account with information that you can pull out later. And so making that shift is a lot of what we talk about here on the art gym. And I think however you get there, like find a method that works for you. and just like lean into it. Whatever it takes to get you excited. Like, I'm sure one day I'll get more into grids, but right now I'm just trying to even want to draw a vehicle. So if it means drawing gesturally for me, then I'm okay to do it the wrong way, so that I can have fun doing it. And then maybe once I feel more proficient or more confident, then I can jump into boxing things out. But I don't know. I tend to have more fun doing it this way, I guess. Doesn't mean it's the best way. I just tend to be more painty in general. I do wish I understood more of what was happening here. Like, what are all these tubes? Like, what does that tube do? I don't know. Looks like some kind of like hydraulics, but I don't really know what it does. I just feel like understanding more about it would be helpful. One day. I'll have to go look up some vehicle design references. I'm sure somebody's got a folder somewhere. Oh, this is so rough. And this is probably another situation where I should pull up a reference from like a different angle of this same model of vehicle, and I think that would probably help me figure some of it out. Like, I can tell that this little top part like mirrors this part, and that's another like perspective thing, right? But like, I don't know how deep it is or like what it's actually doing, and I don't really quite like, this shape almost looks like a weird cylinder to me, but I'm not sure either if that's the case. I don't know. Probably should look up a second reference, since I have no clue what the function is of anything I'm drawing. But alas, I only have 15 minutes left, so we're gonna just cut some corners. By the way, if anyone is drawing, just be aware, we'll probably be looking at stuff in the Discord around 11, maybe a little before. I want to make sure I give everyone enough time to draw along if they want to. But as always, you know, draw when and however long you need to, and you can always post stuff in the Discord, and we'll just look at it at the end of the next art gym. So don't worry if you don't have time to finish your study today. It's okay. Let me actually get that pulled up so I can make sure. Oh shoot, did I close that tab? Apparently I closed everything. There it is. There we go. Okay, got everything back in one place. Let's see. Okay, there's my reference. Gosh, I lost my Pinterest pen. I don't think I'm gonna have time for this this little, what do you call it, wheel loader, front loader? I don't know what they're called. The really cool toothy guy. But maybe I can do some more studies off stream sometime. If anyone has any good recommendations on like books that talk about engine construction or like mechanical parts, I guess, and like how they work, especially if it has like really good schematic or like drafted drawings, I guess, like I would love to see like a breakdown of what I'm actually looking at here. Day one, best of my life. Okay. Shoot, I really wanted to color this too. I think this one's a little, since it's so complex, I may not actually make it to color, but I'll try and keep it at least a little bit brushy. Yeah, exactly, Raga. What you're looking at has, well, I wouldn't say has nothing to do with what's inside, but it's like definitely very little to do with what's inside. And so it makes it hard for me to know how like the outside covering is wrapping around what's inside of it. Like so when I say what's inside, I don't necessarily mean like, I don't think I need to know how to draw an engine to be able to draw this, right? But what I do need to know is like what this is doing. Like what's the purpose of all these little gears and things? Like what are they attached to? And how are they related to other things? Like is this connected to this? Is that why they're right next to each other? Or is this connected to this? And I think like knowing that stuff is kind of like knowing how an elbow relates to a shoulder, if that makes sense. And so like to me, if I know say where the axle goes in relation to the engine, I can know like where, or even like how the axle is structured on this. It just kind of helps me understand the whole object, which is going to make for a better drawing, I think. Video games tend to be great at fostering interest and understanding. Really? Like which ones? I feel like I've seen some really nice Japanese art books that go into like how construction vehicles or like working vehicles are put together, but I don't speak Japanese. Like there's so many awesome Japanese, I feel like Japan just has so many awesome art books for like really specific topics like this, and I have a really hard time finding them here in English, or at least in the US. But if anyone has come across anything really good, I would love to know. Because like, I don't know, I think it's about more than just understanding the outside. Do you speak Japanese, Raga? Or are you just messing with me? Hey, hello, fellow human. Potentially, presumptively fellow human. Ibis, welcome in, welcome in. It's good to see you. I'm struggling here today. Struggling with my lack of knowledge and trying to foster an interest in thinking about machines as creatures, so that maybe I'll want to draw them more. So far, actually, some of them are kind of creature-y looking. I think I actually have enjoyed, even though these are more complex, I think I enjoy the construction vehicles more than I've enjoyed drawing like any other vehicle I've done here on stream, with the possible exception of like when we did the monster trucks and like the like, I guess like heavier, maybe I just like chunkier vehicles. I did like a Land Rover like trucky thing one time that was kind of fun, like a Hummer. Maybe I just need to start with chunky vehicles and then work my way down to something else. Oh, you're learning, that's awesome. How are you learning? Are you doing like a program like Duolingo, or just like watching shows? You found some interest on war vehicles with War Thunder. Oh nice, and got interested in guns with some first player shooters. Really? I think when I find like really cool object design in a game, I definitely can get more interested. I think I feel like my gateway is probably just concept art, and I need to just go look around on some concept art forums and see what resources everybody's using, because I feel like I don't want to reinvent the wheel here. Like, I'm not the first artist to be like, how does a vehicle work? Somebody's already found that resource or made it, and I just need to like invest some time into doing some research. But it's hard to find the time for stuff like that when you don't have a specific project in mind, and right now this is just voluntary. It's just like for fun. I think I made this too short, and I'm really upset now that I didn't draw the whole structure. I don't know if Nerduino's still in here, but this is why. This is why you don't get into the details too quickly. Yeah, this is too short. Stumpy. So stumpy. Maybe I can stretch it. Oh, that's right. I can't do that in Krita. Grr. Grr. I wish there was a way to just stretch it. Isn't there like a transform or a warp tool or something? There has to be. Transform. No, it doesn't seem to be. Because I know in Photoshop and I think Clip Studio too, you just hold shift and pull, and it tends to like do that, but it doesn't seem to. Oh, control and pull. That didn't work last time we tried this. I wonder why. Because I remember Cup of Joe suggested that, and I tried it, and it didn't work. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's working now. There's a funny video for me in the Discord. Excellent. I look forward to it. Yeah, I think I also just like didn't give enough space in the front either. You're doing Duolingo and trying to watch Japanese art streamers. Nice. Does that help? I feel like anytime I try to have tried to learn a language but then hung out with native speakers, I just felt lost. And maybe that's just something you feel at first, and then you kind of start adapting, maybe? But man, that did not work well for me in Spanish. It's just because native speakers tend to speak so quickly, and it's really hard to follow. But maybe that's not the case with art streamers, maybe because it's like so, like, no, you didn't say art, I guess. But I hope it's working well for you. Have I tried an app? No. I have not. I hear good things about Duolingo, and there's another one. What's the other big one? There's another really big language app out there that I have a friend that's using it. There we go. Made it the right size now. Or at least a better size. Maybe not the right size, but better than it was. Maybe Babbel? Yeah, I can't remember sharing. Also, hi, how are ya? Good to see ya. It is interesting though, like thinking about how much I've struggled with vehicles in the past, it is getting a little easier even though it's been a few months. Which to me is just a testament to like, even though I haven't practiced in a while, it's like there's something about closely observing stuff that can help you improve your art even if you're not actively drawing. Because really all you're doing is like noticing how things are put together, right? And I think I've been doing a little bit more of that ever since we've done a few of these studies. I'm going to credit it with that. That could be very wrong, but it is getting bizarrely easier. And I think it is just because I'm like really trying to understand and interpret differently and actually think about how it's put together. Because I have done car studies in the past. Like I filled half a sketchbook with basically cars that I just like drew out of a car book. But looking back, I think I was just copying. I wasn't actually like thinking about it. I was just looking at like line and contour. And like maybe a little bit of proportion, but I wasn't really thinking about like in depth what was going on with the car. That has to be the difference. Because I did way more drawings then and definitely did not learn hardly anything. It's a funny looking animal. New species? Yeah, it's a new type of caterpillar. How you doing, Shark Geek? It's good to see you. You're hopping between French and Italian on Duolingo. The ads are annoying you out of doing more than one lesson a day and rage quitting. Oh no. Miss Art Rules says, I love drawing and painting things IRL. Yeah, and you can see and touch them and you can sometimes ask questions. Exactly. Yeah, doing nature painting. Have you done any nature journaling? I feel like if you haven't, you would really enjoy nature journaling. Ow, sorry, that was a weird hiccup. It happened because I'm digesting chocolate and trying to talk at the same time. My body doesn't like that. Sorry. Reset the diaphragm. Let's not hiccup like that anymore. But yeah, you should look into some nature journaling groups. In fact, anybody really, and not just Miss Art, but anybody would probably get a kick out of that. Working on some crafty things you volunteered to do? Ooh, I hope it's fun. Also, hey Shargeek, if I didn't say hi, how are you? You dived into English? Let's Play videos when I knew only basic words, and a few hundred hours later I was understanding a lot. That's awesome! You must be a fast learner. Have you always had, like, ease with picking up languages, Raga? Or is it just something you feel like you were interested in doing, and like that helped you do it. What is nature journaling? Is this like when you ask about schema because you want more time, Tarzia, or are you actually interested? I'm just teasing. So nature journaling is like, it's basically like plein air painting, but you just like take a sketchbook and you're just going out in nature. A lot of people do it in a group and they're just like, just drawing plants and drawing things you see in nature. Like you hike together, and you, it's a cute bonk. And you just draw stuff that you see. Oh no, I dropped my pen, help. Your bonk hit me. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, this art rules. But it's really fun, and there's like groups in most cities, so you'd be surprised if you look up like local nature journaling groups. It's just like hiking buddies who are artists, basically. It's really fun. And if you don't have someone to do with, maybe like put something out there yourself and say, hey, I'm interested in doing this. They can be like really fun looking sketchbooks too. Like I did it a couple of times with the local group when I first moved here, and it was pretty fun. I wish I felt like I could take more time like that, because it would take like half a day. And right now I just don't feel like I have that kind of time. But maybe one day again. It would be really cool to get back into. Highly recommend it. It's a very like meditative process too. You don't think your country has that at all? It's the first time you've heard of it? Maybe they call it something different, but I bet there's groups that like it's a very old practice. I don't know if maybe it's called something else, like sketch hike? I don't know. It is fun. Just maybe try it sometime and see if you have any art friends that want to join you. I bet you'd find some takers. It's a good time. Urban Sketchers, yeah, Urban Sketchers is like a variation on that too. So instead of going out in nature, they go out in like the city and just sketch stuff. It's like going to coffee shops and like drawing people and bookstores and drawing books and that kind of thing. But you just like do it with others. Kind of like this, where you just have the accountability of doing it with other people, which seems to help a lot. I really need to go sketch in more coffee shops. Maybe one day I'll take you guys out to a coffee shop. Would that be a weird thing to stream? I'm actually kind of curious. Are there like generally accepted norms on stuff like that? Like, would it be weird for me to go into a public place and stream? Like, I wouldn't show the people, I would just have it like on me. But like, what if somebody happened to get on camera? Would that be bad? I'll have to think about that. Because that's something I actually really do want to develop a habit of. Like, I need to develop the habit of going out and sketching. So I wonder if that could be like an IRL thing that we do. Yeah, but not necessarily live, exactly. You're not good at learning languages, just sometimes you enjoy it. That helps. That makes sense, Raga. Well, I'm proud of you. I think it sounds like you're doing awesome. Oh, Sharing says it's centerpieces for the local school's end of year theater banquet. Cool. You're making one for Shrek and one from Seussical. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad Seussical is still a thing. I forgot that there's a Shrek musical. But Seussical was always super fun. I very much enjoyed that. They put on a production of Seussical at my high school. It was a good time. Boy, you want to talk about some local celebrities though? High school theater kids, like if they do a good job, they literally do become, at least I guess maybe not everywhere, but like in our school anyway, they were like movie stars. It was like everybody wanted to be friends with the like lead performers in whatever musical. We had this one guy, I don't know if anyone remembers, I should look this guy up. I don't even remember his name. I always kind of thought he'd end up on Broadway. Like he just had such a good voice, and he was the lead in, there was this one, I don't know if they still play it anymore, but there was this one that was Jekyll and Hyde. There was like a Jekyll and Hyde musical. And they did a performance of it at my high school, I think. And he actually performed one of the songs, This Is the Moment, I think was the one. He performed that for our graduation. Holy cow, it was like being in a Broadway performance. Like, I still remember how he sounded. I actually think I prefer his performance as a high schooler to the actual performance of that song. Yeah, anyway. That's your favorite song? Yeah, he did a great job. I need to look up. I don't even remember his name. I don't know if I'd be able to look him up if I could. I think he was a senior the year I was a freshman. I think it was like freshman or sophomore year maybe. I don't think I was graduating that year actually, now that I think. Well, no, maybe it was at our graduation. I don't know. High school was a long time ago, guys. Does anyone else just like not remember specifics about high school and then kind of shake their head because everything felt like such a big deal at the time? And you're like, man, I wish I had like not cared that much because nobody remembers anything. I only remember the deeply traumatic things. I don't remember anything else. And to be fair, there weren't that many I mean, there were a few, but I feel like a standard amount of teenage trauma. Not like anything crazy. You go outdoors sketching alone, some sketches I never share. Yeah, it's just a good practice to get into, honestly. I would love to take you guys on a sketch hike. I think we're gonna try it sometime. Maybe after this next IRL sketch session. We'll do another one from the studio. If anybody wants to see like a plein air sketch and paint session, I'm probably gonna do it with watercolors this time, but we do have a community reward thing going on for it. So if anyone wants to vote on that. This is a 6-year-old little boy's dream. Oh, this? Yeah. Everyone always told you that high school was the best time of your life. No, you're not gonna remember it. It's the people who told you that were the people who like, it was, I don't know. I think it's people who put too much emphasis on things that happened in high school and then they never leave high school. Because the only people I know who talk still about their high school days are people who are kind of mentally stuck in the past. Like, I don't know anybody who really reflects that much on high school at all. Like, nobody thinks about it again. I think for a lot of people, especially in older generations, high school was kind of like peak social experience, and then after that you enter the workforce forever and you just stay in the same job and you never have any new experiences again, and that's just not how a lot of people do it these days, you know? And so I think that's part of why is like most of people's socialization in the past was happening kind of in the high school age range, and a lot of people didn't go to college, so it was like, well, this is it for my experience with like this kind of whatever, and I just don't think it's the same these days. At least in America. I can't speak to any other culture. That's just, this is where I was raised, but those people who peaked in high school. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to say it nicely, but yes. The only people who think high school is the best time of your life are the people who peaked in high school. And that's really not something to be excited about, nor to really encourage. I think it's far better to tell kids like, hey, this too shall pass. Like, look to the future. Please do not mentally like leave yourself in high school. It's one of the more immature times of life when everybody's figuring themselves out and like making lots of mistakes and just being kind of dumb in general and petty, and it's not worth focusing your energy on. Yeah, they need to be told it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah. I think it's less common. Compared to what it used to be. Yeah. Hey bots, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, good luck getting it done sharing. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind in chat. Sorry if anybody said anything that I missed. Yeah, high school is tough. See, here's the thing, I think at like smaller high schools, maybe like prom king and queen matters more. I do think like small town high school maybe is more impactful because that's like such a more broad scope than you're gonna really experience socially in a small town. But like, I grew up in a 5A high school, so I think there were 725 kids that walked at my graduation. So like that was just the ones who actually like passed, right? And then there was like way more that were actually in our class that just had to repeat or something, or like failed and didn't walk. And then that year that I graduated, there were over 1,000 incoming freshmen. It was huge. And so like, I don't think I really experienced a lot of the things, thankfully, that a lot of people experience in high school, just because there were too many of us, and like cliques didn't really matter as much, because if you didn't get along with 5 people, you could find like 25 other people that you would get along with. Like, we were actually probably my group, if you can call it a group, we were just like the weirdos. It was like all the academic decathlon kids, the anime kids, the artists, the like skateboarders were in the group. We had some like all kinds, just like goth kids. Like, it was just kind of like the grab bag group, and there were probably like between 50 and 60 of us that would just hang out in the same area. and we were, I mean, like nobody really is gonna, I don't know, I just didn't experience, I feel like the popular kids group was actually way smaller, and they weren't really popular so much as rich. Like, everybody kind of knew that they were jerks. I don't know. It was a weird high school experience, I think, compared to a lot of people's high schools. Like, I could see it being different if you're in a smaller school setting. But I definitely did not have the stereotypical, like, American, like, thing you see in the movies where it's, like, super cliquey, and there's, like, the mean kids and the popular kids and the whatever kids. Like, there kind of was, but, like, half of our school was in band, so, like, everyone was kind of a nerd. I don't know. Anyway, we are going into an ad break, so I'm gonna stop ranting about my giant high school size, and we're gonna do a little stretch break during the ads. So if anybody wants to support the stream, I super appreciate it. Just, you know, you can mute the tab, but leave the player playing, and that will make them give me some Bezos bucks if you want, but if not, that's okay too. But I do appreciate any lurks. We're just gonna stretch, so you're not gonna miss anything during the ads. That's all we do during ads, and I'm actually probably going to go into the show and tell right after ads, because I'm running out of time, and I'm gonna be back live at 4 p.m. So we're gonna be looking at what you guys did here in a minute. There were 800 kids total in your high school. See, that's still a pretty decent sized high school, I would say. That's like an average high school size. Ours was really big. People twice my age say that high school or university is the happiest time in their life, and you're wasting it by not going out and partying. No, I disagree with that so much. I disagree with that so much. I don't know if you can hear me, Ray of Sun, but I'm with you. That's just not true. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and stretch. So if you can hear the sound of my voice, this is your friendly reminder to take a stretch break. What I like to do is unshrimp, so kind of take your hunchback, right, your little shrimpy back, and just overarch it, make a C shape. So I kind of like to push my shoulders back as I do this. I'm actually having some like weird shoulder pain that started midday yesterday. I don't know why, but I'm a little stiff from like, I think, sleeping. So I'm gonna do a little bit more. I think I'm just gonna do the posture stretch today and like really rotate and roll my shoulders and like just try and, I don't know, work out whatever this is. Cool. I might just need a massage, honestly. Trying really hard not to take a pain pill because I don't want to be desensitized to those. We'll see. And then we're probably gonna get into the Discord after the ads. But yeah, feel free to do some shoulder rolls. I like to push my, like I said, push my shoulder blades back and hold. I'm actually a little sore. I think I was really like flexing them yesterday. But like hold and for about 20 seconds or so. And this is going to like really kind of force your posture into an overcorrection. And then after about 20 seconds, you just relax. And so basically you're going from like hunchback to overcorrecting with an arched back. And then you relax. And that relaxing is just releasing the arch, right? And it kind of straightens out your spine. That's the idea. Ugh. Your schools at those ages were tiny. Your class had 13 people in it when you were 15. That's too small. I feel like that's the size where it's like everybody in class knows everybody else's business because it's basically a small town. Class of 13 people. Wow. Wow. Hey Reiko, how are you? It's good to see you. Or Racco? I don't know what you prefer actually. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, thanks Claire. Yeah, you guys should go follow Reiko if you aren't already. Does a lot of speed runs, but also does a lot of science communication streams. Specializes in the study of why people believe weird things. So if you are interested in why your extended family is really susceptible to being conned or scammed or taken in by snake oil, in other words, Reiko is the one to ask questions about. Studies the psychology of, well, I don't know if it's necessarily psychology, but anyway, interesting stuff. Usually on Wednesdays, I think, right, Reiko? Actually, aren't you doing a co-stream? I don't even know if you can hear me. I think you're doing a co-stream with paleontologizing today. I'm excited for that. I'm probably gonna miss part of it, but I'm gonna try and watch as much as I can. All right, I think we are back from ads. And hopefully you guys got a good stretch in. You think we are, and we're looking awesome. That's super exciting. Well, I hope you have fun. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to start streaming like an hour into Danny's stream, so hopefully you guys start earlier rather than later so I can at least catch some of it. Otherwise, I'll just be watching the VOD back, but it sounds like it's gonna be a good time. I think it'll be a really good conversation. There's a lot to discuss, yeah. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot to discuss. That's exciting, though. Congratulations. I'm glad that you've stuck with streaming, and I hope you're enjoying it still. And just like I always say to Danny, I sure hope you guys are able to convince more scientists to get on Twitch. I love this. I'm really loving this, like, access to ideas and free education. I would love to see more scientists from all kinds of fields get on Twitch and just do live Q&A, and yeah, I love that. Look at papers, that kind of thing. You're from the middle of a forest. Oh, good. Well, at least it's pretty where you are. I didn't realize you've been streaming for so long, Rico. But you just started doing science streams, so I guess you've been speedrunning games for a while. I didn't realize you'd been going that long. Psychom stuff started back in August. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're doing it. I hope you're having fun doing it. Alright, I'm just gonna have a few details here, and then we're gonna go look at what you guys have done in the Discord. So you've got about 5 minutes if you're trying to finish something up. Then we're gonna get in there and see what you've been up to, chat. 20 kilometers to the nearest grocery store. Whoa. That is, so you do a lot of, like, buying lots of stuff and then kind of like batting down the hatches or whatever, I imagine. Very fortunate I'm doing speedruns for charity. Oh, that's great. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to use it for something positive, definitely. Well, I'm a fan, and I hope people check out your streams. I'm glad that we've become acquainted through the paleontologizing community. I've met so many cool people through, like, science and art Twitch. It's great. Everyone go get involved with the community. You won't regret it. You're gonna find people that you click with, and that's how you're gonna grow your own communities too, by the way. I feel like I've been having a lot of conversations with people about Twitch and how community works and stuff like that lately. It's kind of interesting. Alright, I'm not gonna have time to do all these details. Sorry, Kat. We're just gonna do this. Make a little white one. Not nowadays. I can go get snacks and it's about a 10-minute trip. Oh, nice. 10-minute trip there and back on foot. Oh, that is so ideal. I wish I could walk to the grocery store. Although it's probably for the best because I'd buy so many snacks if I could walk to the grocery store. Holy cow. I already struggle with, like, having my eyes bigger than my stomach when I'm in the snack aisle. It's like, oh, I want to try this snack. Oh, this sounds good. Let's do that snack. It's a bad habit. Okay, we're just gonna have to end it here, I think, on this one. It's not done, but I've gotta do some other stuff this morning. And then I've got to get to the studio to go stream this afternoon. So last call, if anybody has any studies of any kind that you did this morning or recently that you'd like to share, as long as they're work safe, drop them in the art gem section of the Discord, and we'll show them off here on stream. And if you are a streamer, be sure to let us know so we can give you a shout out. But let me get into the Discord and go ahead and check out the art gem section and see what everybody's gotten up to. You can also, if you don't want to join a Discord, because I totally get it, Discords can be overwhelming, and a lot of times people are in a lot of them. So if you don't want to join another Discord, you can also drop your image on Blue Sky. I have a little post I just made there right before stream. You can comment on that post if you don't want to make your own post, or you can use the ArtGem hashtag. Either way, I try to keep an eye on all those things. I also hiccup a lot apparently today. Sorry about that. Let me just check really fast on Blue Sky. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think so. No, I think we're good. Okay. Well, if anyone changes their mind, let me know. And then we're gonna go to the art gem and see. Oh, these look great. I'm gonna make sure it looks like everything is work safe. Thank you guys, you are awesome. So I'm gonna go up to this part of the Discord, and we're just gonna look at everything that has been posted. Is that, can you guys see that? Yeah. Everything has been posted since yesterday. So yesterday we did suits, and I just go to below mine, so that's my post there. And we'll look at everything underneath. So again, if you're in chat and you posted and you are a streamer, just let us know. Otherwise, we're just gonna ooh and ah over everybody's studies. So this first one, I can already tell, I'm gonna love, is from Klim. Let's take a look at it. Very, very fun. Klim, it's been really cool watching you progress through like studying contour and studying form. Here, you're obviously looking at it in like the direction of wrinkles. Like that's what these lines insinuate to me that you're drawing on the folds. It's like trying to show yourself where you're seeing the dips and curves and pinches and pulls in the fabric. really intense stuff, honestly. Fabric is super complex. For those who missed it, we did suits yesterday, so this looks like kind of a suit study. Oh, I think I know the reference picture you used for this, potentially. I love this. I love how you just blocked in the human and really focused on the clothing. Yeah, this little doggo is super cute too, though. I really like his face. This is lovely. Really well done, Clem. Thank you so much for sharing. It's lovely to have you draw along. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're learning stuff as well. But it's always good to see people kind of progressing over time too. So thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. Next up we have Amaze, who did, hey, that looks familiar. Who did a bulldozer, just like I did. Really nicely done, Amaze. Really looks good. Nice boxy shapes. Amaze is very good at geometrical shapes. Does a lot of comic work. If you guys aren't following Amazing Fan 15, by the way, he's also a streamer here on Twitch. It did the zoot suit yesterday, exactly, Miss Art Rules, yep. But this looks great. Really nice, especially here, like in this upper part, just like really nice perspective and like relationship to objects. It's a pretty complex vehicle, so I'm impressed that you tackled this one first. I was too intimidated to do that. But fantastic job. Like I said, if you guys aren't following Amaze, does a lot of drawing and also animating, so make sure that you give a follow if you haven't already. I know many of you probably have, but in case you've missed it, don't sleep on Amaze over there. Looking great, Amaze. Is there a tractor, maybe? That's not really the same thing as a bulldozer, but I don't think we have construction anything. I guess I could do a hard hat. I don't know. Well, there we are. Thank you so much for playing along. Here we have one from Miss Art Rules, a lovely watercolor, presumably. We'll do another construction emote. It looks lovely. I'm gonna give it a yellow heart too, since you used a lot of yellow. Very nice job. This is a one of the big digger ones. I forget the name. Excavator, I think. Very nicely done. Good job, like, paying attention to the little cables and cords here too, like getting the big shapes but also getting the details. Very nice, very fun. Always makes me want to pick up a watercolor brush whenever I see a watercolor work like this. So thank you for sharing, Miss Art Rules. I'm sure this is a little bit different than what you normally draw too, so good job on like tackling this. I know it's a tough topic for a lot of people, so I'm impressed that anybody rose to the challenge with me. Kismet, hey, we got a little schematic drawing here. Kismet, tell me your secrets. Look at that. Kismet just went ahead and like labeled everything. Wee woo lights. Thank you. I needed that. Kismet, if you're in chat, big salute to you. Auxiliary lights, grill. A grill? True, I guess I do know the grill. Wipers, windshield mirrors, sign. Flatbed with roots? With rivets. Oh, okay. This is cool. So do you work in like mechanics, or do you just like drawing vehicles? You seem to know a lot, unless you're just like messing with me. Storage and stuff. This is awesome. Poo / exhaust, thanks. And you drew the frame. Look at you. This is great though. I need to do something like this, to be honest. Like, I need to go find like a schematic breakdown of some like basic vehicles and just kind of think about how they're put together. Like, even knowing the width of the frame, honestly, is helpful. This is lovely. It's a lovely drawing, too. You can see it here without all the marks and stuff. But Kismet, thank you so much for joining in. Yeah. Do you stream? Let us know and we'll shout you out if you do. This looks fantastic. Really, really nice, like, structural drawing here. This looks great. Very awesome. You've never drawn vehicles before today. I think you have a knack for it. My first vehicles did not look this good. This is great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for drawing along. I'd love to see more work from you. That's really cool. I think it looks great. Let's see if I can do a vehicle. Which one of these vehicles is the closest? We'll just stick with the tractor. Very, very awesome. Love the extra labeling and stuff too. Charzia, for sure I know streams. We'll get you a shout out, Charzia. This looks great. So you got your reference for us to see. You don't have to provide this chat, but sometimes it is helpful for us to see like how you got from point A to point B. And you can tell that Charzia has a lot of practice drawing vehicles. And also you can see the grid that Charzia uses to kind of put everything in perspective. That really helps when you have like these boxes. You can kind of line those up with your perspective grid. And definitely like helps you make things look more straight for sure. But just like the general proportion, like there's definitely an understanding here of like the depth of things, I think, which is really helpful. Charzia does incredible stuff, honestly. If you guys aren't already following Charzia, please make sure you do. Does fantastic work here on stream. Truck in its natural habitat, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. As long as it's an observation ibis, for sure. Yeah, as long as it's something you drew not from imagination. Yeah. Yeah, it looks very confident. I know. Yeah, like you can just feel the like you can tell when you are looking at somebody who's really comfortable drawing something. It doesn't matter if it's like vehicles or architecture or animals or people. Like there's definitely there's a lot of practice behind this proficiency, and that's what I'm trying to get to. Charzia does a fantastic job. Charzia, thank you for drawing along with us. I hope you had fun. I hope it was a good exercise for you. I know you draw vehicles a lot more than most of us. Let me see if I can find a truck. Is there a truck? We'll do the truck. Ooh, a truck with a ladder. No, that's a fire truck. We'll do this truck. Nicely done. This looks really, really great. I love your like subtle values that you do too. It just kind of helps it pop so much. I really, really enjoy it. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. And hopefully you guys did go follow. We got a double blep. Oh my goodness, is this a two-headed snake study? This is awesome. Amazing work. This was from Ray of Sun. Ray of Sun, really, really nice textures, first of all. I really like how I can see how you're thinking about the muscle anatomy here. Like just the like, you're trying to really break down like how this animal is put together. Like obviously you're using a reference, but you can like feel the muscles in the skeleton in this. Like it doesn't feel flat at all. Like you're definitely thinking about form and dimension. And that's a really important thing to do when you're doing a study, is to understand what you're doing and why you're making the lines and marks that you're making. It's not about copying. It's about learning. So I hope that you're finding that this is helpful. But man, like even the values and like shading you put on the scales are really, really nice. I love like this. Just like everything about the muscles here is fantastic. It looks really good. Very, very cool. I love that you like date and time yourself too. It's a good way to track your own progress. And it's really cool to see something in traditional as well, as somebody who works primarily digitally these days. I always get inspired to do more traditional work whenever I see traditional artists. And yeah, it's just good to see a study from you. Thanks for joining in. And again, folks, don't feel like you have to draw what I'm drawing. Art Gym, it doesn't have to all be the same theme. Lovely job. Beautiful stuff. Let's see if I can find a snake. Boink. And yeah, thanks again. And I don't think you stream, but let me know if I'm mistaken on that. Here from Ibis, we have some studies. We have some studies of, let's see, from a cliff with some old rotten trees from yesterday. That's cool. And an oil painting, still life, from 2 weeks ago. Nice. Very cool. I love these like gestural lines. These are great. The rotting trees look awesome. This is a really small sketchbook, it looks like. This is a great example of like a good habit to get into if anybody out there is wanting to get better at doing observational drawing or studies. Take a tiny sketchbook with you everywhere you go that fits in your pocket or your bag or whatever, and pull it out and draw whatever you're seeing whenever you have some downtime. Like maybe if you end up spending a lot of time on your phone doing stuff when you're out and about, maybe swap like 20 minutes of that time or 15 minutes of that time for some sketching. It's amazing how much just doing a little bit every day will help you. So if you're really trying to get better at your artwork and you aren't already doing this, like I'm speaking to myself here too, because I carry a sketchbook with me, but I very rarely pull it out to draw, and I need to get into a better habit of that. So thank you for being an inspiration there, Biscuit. And this still life study looks great. Is this some kind of fruit? It looks like, ooh, oil paintings. It's really intense. Really fun textures, really nice reflection you got here, I think, going on with this piece. Is this finished, or are you still works in progress on this? Very, very cool. This looks great. Still life is a great thing to do, to set up something in front of you and just kind of like try to draw what you see and paint what you see with the intent of study, with the intent of understanding. I was having a conversation with Jay Stiller on his stream the other day about how that phrase, draw what you see, not what you think you see, how that can sometimes be misinterpreted, especially by like a beginner artist. Instead of saying, like when you hear draw what you see, they think, okay, copy exactly what it looks like. And that's not necessarily what that phrase is about. The phrase draw what you see is about looking at what actually is happening instead of filling in the gaps with your schema, right? With your idea of what might be there. It's the equivalent of like looking at a water bottle, but then like drawing what you think the water bottle looks like instead of actually drawing what's in front of you. So it's not so much about copying as understanding. And I think doing still lifes is a great way to kind of force that, because when you're drawing an object in 3 dimensions, it's very different than drawing something in 2 dimensions. Something that's already flattened, like if you're using a reference image off the internet, it's going to be a little easier to copy that on accident versus actually having to break down a 3-dimensional object in front of you and make it 3-dimensional, or 2-dimensional. So if you haven't done that before, make sure that you do. That is finished. Okay, cool. Well, it looks lovely, and thank you for the inspiration. It's always fun to look at a still life. I'm gonna find a fruits. Is there a fruits one? I don't think these are the right fruits, but we're gonna do some fruits for the still life. It looks lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm glad to see some cool traditional media work. Is always super inspiring, and I always love to see it. Love to encourage it, so thank you for the opportunity to talk about the value of drawing things from life. Oh, and the setup. Nice. Oh, this is great. Very cool. So this is like, are you in an art class then? Is this something you're doing for class? Or did you just set this up for fun? This looks awesome. This is a great still life. Lots of variety there too. Yeah, very cool. Well, well done. Very well done. Yeah, it looks great. Thank you for sharing that too. It's always fun to see. And with that, guys, I'm going to post my studies here in the Discord as well. So I'm just going to copy and paste these 2 sketches here. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we'll just start from there on Monday. So we're going to be back on Monday. I have not released the schedule yet in the Discord for the Art Gem sessions for next month. That is coming, but I just haven't done it yet. It's on my list of things to do today and this week. I actually got Friday off at my day job, so hopefully I'll spend a lot of time doing that on Friday as well. But we're gonna go find somebody to raid into, so stick around. We're gonna be bringing some of the art love to someone else here on Twitch. Usually somebody doing some art, but thank you so much everybody who's hanging out with me so far. I really appreciate you. If you want extra channel points to use for things like the community challenge or like Draw Me an Animal or anything like that, stick around through the raid, because I found out recently you actually get extra points for hanging out through a raid. So don't go anywhere just yet. Thank you so much for the resubs, for the follows today, for my mods. You guys are awesome. Helena, thank you again for the raid. I know you're lurking, but I really appreciate that. And if anybody hung around from the raid, I really appreciate you too. Thanks for giving a new streamer a chance. And thank you to everybody showing up in the patron section too. If anybody wants to be a patron, or if you want to just sign up for free, I also kind of use it as like a newsletter, just to kind of like monthly, kind of make a free post to let people know what's going on. But you can also support there if you're not a big fan of supporting people on Twitch, so that's an option. And if anybody supports above the, basically at the $5 tier or higher, I'll put you here in my credits if you want to be. So feel free to pop in there if you're interested. It's basically just because I'm thanking my subscribers. It's like the same price. It's kind of my thinking there anyway. And then here's my socials. If anybody wants to follow on social media, I do appreciate it. There's the Discord again if you want to hang out between streams. But I'll be back in like 4 hours, or 5 hours actually. So I'll be back in about 5 hours at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So come on back. We're actually going to be doing sculpting this afternoon. So if you want to come hang out with me during a traditional media stream, I do 1 traditional media stream a week, or a month right now, and that's typically the last stream of the month, and it's usually sculpting. So I'm going to be doing that later. Look forward to seeing you there. And we'll be working on a winged snake, probably. I'm going to try to finish that sculpture I started a while ago, and hopefully make some progress so we can start painting it soon. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. I'm looking forward to hanging out later, but let's go find someone to raid into to bring this Twitch art love. There's lots of people doing lots of art right now. Some artists who are doing games. Who can we raid into that we haven't said hi to in a while? I think they might be about to finish. That's an option, that's an option. I always like to pick different people each time just to keep it fresh for everybody. I tend to raid into artists, but if we do happen to find somebody maybe doing something else that's like family friendly, we might go there too. Who have we not said hi to in a while? We haven't said hi to them in a while. Oh, this artist is on, but they're playing a game. Oh, I wish they were drawing. I would love to raid them sometime. Okay. Let's go say hi to... Ooh, I know who we should say hi to. I don't think we've raided into this person in a while either. Let me just double check, make sure everything is kosher. We might go say hi to this person. was getting kinda used to being someone you love. You have another pie in the freezer. Good job. Okay, here, I'll let you guys help me choose. Do you want to go to... We have rated this person one time in the last month. Do you guys want to go to a traditional media stream or a digital media stream? You want more digital art or do you want traditional art? Pick, please. Whichever I see first in the chat is what we will do. Do you want digital or traditional? Traditional, that was the first thing I saw. So we are gonna go say hi to... Oh, where'd they go? Did they just end? Hold on. No, they did not. Okay, Twitch keeps refreshing on me and it's extremely confusing. We are gonna go to Melimini. Melimini is working on some, probably, like, it looks like colored pencil and maybe some painting. I don't use either of those very often. So we are gonna go raid Melimini. I do not have a raid call command. It's on my list of things to set up. Traditional. I like that. Traditional. Yes, exactly. Oh, Dracon, I'm sorry. I just amazed beat you to the punch by this much. We're just gonna say it's a Kasey raid. And you know what? I'm gonna do a panic emote and a cheese emote because I'm still really happy that I have cheese in my fridge. So that's what I'm gonna do. If you want to make a different call, that's fine. Ungoy, you gotta stop telling people it's a professional raid. It's not. You're setting the expectation too high. Hurting my feelings, Ungoy. People are gonna expect too much of me. Says hello, it's good to see you. No worries, no worries. But if anybody wants to come hang out anywhere else, there's links in the chat if you need them. There's stuff in the chat now. If you scroll up, you'll find my socials. But welcome in everybody who just got here, and hopefully we'll see you at 4 p.m. Mountain Time later today for sculpting. And if not, that's okay too. So I hope everyone has a fabulous day, and I'll